the Black Knight, a 13,000-year-old alien satellite. Space junk or alien satellite, the Black Knight as it's called today, has been around for quite some time now. It has been identified as an alien satellite, and even though there are images of this object, many remain skeptical about its purpose and origin. The discovery of the Black Knight satellite is perhaps one of the most infamous space objects to orbit our planet. This artificial satellite has caused major media interest since the late 50s, and it has become one of the most talked about objects in space. First thought to be a Russian spy satellite, the Black Knight has gripped the interest of millions worldwide. According to monitoring agencies around the world, the Black Knight has been transmitting radio signals for over 50 years now. The USA and Soviet Union have shown particular interest in this unidentified space object. Since its discovery, the satellite has interested countries such as Sweden and enthusiasts worldwide. One of them is a ham radio operator who apparently had decoded a series of signals received from the UFO satellite and interpreted it as a star chart centered on the Epsilon Bootes star system, and that the Black Knight originated from this system 13,000 years ago. The Epsilon Bootes is a double star in the northern constellation of Bootes. It has the traditional names Isa, and Pulchrima. The star system can be viewed with the unaided eye at night, but resolving the pair with a small telescope is challenging. An aperture of 76 mm, 3.0 in, or greater is required. Wikipedia. But according to many, this discovery was made much earlier than we thought. Rumors are that it was Nikola Tesla, the first man to intercept a signal from this otherworldly satellite in 1899 after building a high-voltage radio device in Colorado Springs. After Tesla's discovery, in the next 30 to 50 years the signal was being intercepted more frequently until it was apparently decoded. Since the 1930s, astronomers worldwide have been reporting strange radio signals which allegedly come from the Black Knight. In 1957, Dr. Luis Corrales of the Communications Ministry in Venezuela photographed it while taking pictures of Sputnik 2 as it passed over Caracas. The strange thing was that unlike the Sputnik 1 and 2, the Black Knight satellite orbited Earth from east to west. Sputnik 1 and 2 orbited west to east using Earth's natural rotation to maintain orbit. The story of the Black Knight made its media debut in the 1940s when the St. Louis Dispatch and the San Francisco Examiner wrote about the satellite on May 14, 1954. The Time magazine wrote about it on the 7th of March, 1960. Here's what they said about it. The articles of 1954. On August 23, 1954, the technology magazine Aviation Week and Space Technology released a story that angered the Pentagon, who were trying to keep the information secret. The short article stated, interest in the Black Knight was higher each year. In 1957, an unknown object was seen shadowing the Sputnik 1 spacecraft. According to reports, the unidentified object was in polar orbit. At that time the United States nor the Russians possessed the technology to maintain a spacecraft in polar orbit. According to our research, the first polar orbiting satellite was launched in 1960. Polar orbits are often used for Earth mapping, Earth observation, capturing the Earth as time passes from one point, and reconnaissance satellites. This would put the Black Knight in the category of an observational satellite. The only question here is, who placed the Black Knight in a polar orbit and for what purpose? the object continued to amaze astronomers worldwide. In the 1960s, the Black Knight was located once again in polar orbit. Astronomers and scientists calculated the object's weight to be over 10 tons, which would be at that time the heaviest artificial satellite to orbit our planet. The Black Knight's orbit was unlike any other object orbiting Earth, as it was moving twice as fast when compared to any other man-made spacecraft. There are also several reports that the Grumman Aircraft Corporation gave much importance to this mysterious satellite. On September 3, 1960, 7 months after the satellite was first detected by radar, a tracking camera at Grumman Aircraft Corporation's Long Island factory took a photograph of the Black Knight. At that point, people all over the world started identifying the object in the sky, which could be seen as a red light moving at higher speed compared to other satellites in an east-to-west orbit. The Grumman Aircraft Corporation formed a committee to study the data received from the observations made, but nothing was made public. In 1963, Gordon Cooper was launched into space. On his final orbit, he reported seeing a glowing green object in front of his capsule in the distance moving towards his spacecraft. The Muttiah Tracking Station, in Australia, which Cooper reported the object to, picked up this unidentified object on radar traveling east to west. NBC reported this, but after Cooper had returned to Earth, the reporter were not allowed to ask Cooper about the unidentified object. The official explanation given to Cooper's sighting were high levels of carbon dioxide, which caused hallucinations. The Black Knight has been a topic of interest all around the world. Until today, most of the official information on the mysterious object is kept safe and away from society. No one has answered some of the most simple and logical questions to ask: who placed that satellite in polar orbit? To what purpose? Is the Black Knight an extraterrestrial satellite sent to Earth to study the human race? Did the satellite attempt to communicate with the human race? Have we ignored attempted communications? One thing is for sure, the Black Knight remains as one of the most mysterious objects to orbit our planet. Is there a connection between this infamous space object and ancient mankind's achievements? Let us know what you think and post your comments below.